Welcome back everyone to Europa Universalis 4 with the Great Culture Wars, and we saw a 1,000,000-man battle in the last episode here in the province of Legica, and are we going to see this again? No, probably not. I think that was too far into Muscovite territory. I don't think over here the Danish can reinforce fast enough. So this is still Muscovite control. They're just going to try and take their occupations back. I just want to quickly show this province here because this province has a supply limit of 18. This province has a supply limit of 18, and yet we saw 1,000,000 men right there. Yes. So yeah, that was it was pretty nice. But yeah, it's pretty clear. It's pretty clear that the Russians, or the Muscovites, I guess I should say, they are defending the lands here now. But they're the attackers, so eventually they're going to lose. 200,000 men? Wow, that is certainly a statement. But yeah, what they need to do is they need to occupy this province, which I don't think is going to happen. So quite likely we will simply see the Danes defend their allies here. There's even a lot of fighting going on in the Franconian territories, who obviously have just grown incredibly powerful in these past few years, just like the Crimeans. Now, the Crimeans are actually not helping out the Muscovites because they're in their own war. But that war is still going on. So the Crimeans, a few allies have dropped out. For example, the Syrians have dropped out, as well as the Leonese. So it's just the Scots fighting the Crimeans at this point. Well, and the Turks. But they will be able to win this. Actually, you know what? They have lost quite a few battles, it must seem. Why can I not see this? Okay, so there's peace treaty has been signed. Okay, well maybe that was why I couldn't see it anymore. So I don't think that really means much. I don't think the Scots had to give up anything, and neither did the Crimeans. But what that means is we're going to see the annexation here very, very soon. In May, next year in May, we'll see the Galicians integrated, unless of course the Scots are in another war. This could happen. If the Scots get involved in another war here, I don't think they're going to be able to annex their personal union. I really hope for the Scots that they get this annexation done before another war is being declared here. Because that could really mean they're not going to be able to do it. And that would be like, I would say like 500 development that they would lose out on. So this is certainly going to catapult them probably to spot number 3, just ahead of the Crimeans there. So we'll see how that goes. Also, obviously, it's going to put them above the English, who have been controlled and ruled by the Scots for a long time. So that's just kind of nice for the Scots to get back, in front of this English. The Franconians really did a good job here. They were not even considered a great power for a long time. So yeah, they really did well getting over 2,000 development here. And they, as I said, they have no colonial nations, nothing helping them out there. Now the Muscovites, well, I don't know. This war is quite devastating for them to declare. They're really being pushed back. There's even... Wait, why are the Franconians in this war now? Oh, the Franconians decided to declare war on the Muscovites. But this time, the Albanians and Crimeans are helping out the Muscovites. But it looks as if the Greeks have broken their alliance. The Greeks still allied to the Turks, obviously, but they've broken their alliance with the Muscovites. They did not want to fight the Franconians, but wow. Yeah, with the Franconians now sending in their forces here, this means, yeah, look how many men they have. This means the Western Front is going to fall rapidly. Very, very quickly. Now, this could also mean that maybe the Prussians are going to grow quicker. Going to grow larger, I mean, not quicker. For years, they have not been involved in wars. They've always been confined to these lands, but they have now found peace. I'm not really sure what that is. No, that's actually still going on. Who peaced out then? Somebody certainly peaced out, but who was it? I can't actually tell who peaced out of this war. But yeah, the main contestants or the main contenders are still. I think it was the Leonese. No, I don't know who peaced out. But yeah, the Muscovites are really under pressure here. Some 200,000 men. I think they're gonna get destroyed. Oh, but with the Crimeans sending some relief forces, but that is not enough. Some 400,000 men are once again ready to crush them. Although they're really doing a good job. These 200,000 men defending in hills they have really been fighting quite well. If they would actually get some proper reinforcements, the Crimeans are doing well. Had they gotten some more reinforcements earlier, I think they may have even been able to defeat the Franconians in this battle. That's really a shame, but look how many men they have. That is simply insane. I would have not expected the Muscovites to fall, but I think they're going to falter quite quickly, and that will perhaps even push them out of the great power ranks here. That's very possible. But yeah, the Scots actually managed to annex or to integrate the Galicians here, so they now hold Granada, which is really cool. Gibraltar is in, at least we could say, British hands, right? Couldn't we? And some of the North African holdings here. We also have Scottish East or Scottish Horn of Africa, which is quite a big colony, and then obviously Scottish Deccan and Scottish East Indies. That is really their strongest representation, their strongest colonies. So they're kind of going for that British Raj. The Scottish Raj is what we see over here, which is kind of nice. Then, of course, they have lands in Japan as well, but they don't really have many colonies. I mean, yeah, Scottish Columbia, Scottish Mexico are pretty small, even smaller than Irish Mexico, and, you know, Alaska is just not very valuable. Most of this is just wastelands being painted over. Although, you know, there could be the odd gold province here from time to time. Actually, I'm already clicking wastelands. There's mostly just furs. Yeah, I don't even see any gold. Alright, well, that's too bad. Anyway, though, let's get back to Muscovy. They're finally being pushed back. This is kind of like Franconia being successful in a two-front war. They finished off the Western Front by killing the Gascons and, you know, the other French nations before, and now they're focusing on the East, right? I mean, that's kind of how you do it. You kill the West quickly, and then you can focus on the East while they're busy. And yeah, I mean, they're pushing in with 300,000 men, even more than this. That's an insane amount of troops they have. Wow. And obviously, of course, the Danes helping them out here. This is... I don't know how long it's going to take for the Muscovites to realize that they have lost this. I wonder how long they will continue to fight before they see, you know what, there's no point. We might even see the Sami turn on the Muscovites and try and take back some lands. I don't think we're going to see that happen, because they're obviously still allied to the Crimeans and Albanians, but, you know, it's a possibility. It's certainly a possibility. But luckily, they have a lot of fortresses and general winter that is slowing down the enemy advance here, but we see, yeah, we see the Crimean forces being cut to pieces here time and time again. So, yeah, the days are numbered. The Muscovite days are numbered. We might see a full liberation of Poland here. That's very possible. Although this liberation only means that, you know, it's going to be taken by the Franconians here. Not sure if that is much better, but we shall see. We shall see. I know that there's one commenter in particular who always wanted the Muscovites to fall, and, well, I mean, at the hands of the Franconians and Danish, they might finally do it. And, you know, it all happened because they tried to mess with the Prussians. That's really their downfall right there. Anyways, I think we should have another look at some of the other wars here. The Egyptians going after Sunda again, just trying to get some more lands. And the Occitans, the greatest great power in the world, fighting Malacca. Yeah, just some random nation that has spawned. Now, one thing I should mention, because I didn't really see that before, we now see a piece here. We'll get back to that right in a second. But one thing I should also mention is that Malacca did lose some lands to the Normans. So this is where they gained some development after they've been defeated in Europe, just to kind of keep their colonial nations in check. So that's good for them. They certainly grew more powerful here. And, okay, yeah, okay, that's not too important. But yeah, let's go back to check out the Muscovites. They have pieced out. And you know what? This is actually pretty significant, because the Franconians actually were defeated. They've been defeated. Wow, look at that. I actually already saw the Franconians win, but they have been pushed back quickly. Oh my god, they can't hold this. The Muscovite and Crimean hordes are too much. They're actually going to turn around. So that was really smart. They gave up lands to the Prussians here. Not, you know, not too little. I mean, it's 3 provinces they gave up, but especially Warsaw right here, or Warsaw, pretty well-developed territories, but if they in turn get to take more lands from Franconians, this might have been a smart move. Look at this, yeah, they're turning the tide. They are pushing back the Franconians. Wow, that is pretty impressive. I already saw them dead, but the Muscovites came back. Ooh, okay, well, we see this here. Oh, I see. So it wasn't just giving up these lands. They also had to give back lands, I think, to the Ruthenians. I would say I think the Ruthenians gained some of their lands back down here. Let me quickly check out the province history. It was annexed by, yeah, stop being a core. Okay, so they had to give back lands to the Ruthenians as well as plenty of territory to the Rhysanians over here. Yeah, wow. Okay, well, let me see how much they lost so much development that they're even kicked out of the Great Power list right there. Well, I mean, they now have the chance to remedy this. There's a big battle going on right here in Wien. 300,000, 500,000 men, another big battle, but this time going much more in favor of the Muscovites and their allies. Wow, those are some really great wars. Now it's the Franconians on the defense, and they're not. It doesn't look like they're able to hold it. Nope. This is cool. I would have not expected this, but all right. So I thought it was just these 3 provinces, but the Muscovites paid a much higher price than that. Yeah. All right. Well, that's kind of sad to see. I always liked the borders over here. They now look much more gory, and I don't think they're going to be able to take that back in the last couple of years down here. Especially because the Rhysanians are protected by the Scots, so it's going to be difficult to break through if the Muscovites even, decide to declare war, which I don't even think they will. I think they will just. This is the last war that the Muscovites and Franconians fight, unless of course someone else declares war on them, which I don't see happening. So yeah, the Franconians are at -24 war score right there, but they just got another nice stat wipe. Well, but yeah, this battle they fought. So it's a little bit back and forth, because both sides still have a lot of forces. But yeah, I think it was still the right decision on the Muscovite part to give up these lands. I think overall that saved them from other humiliation. But oh well, we have the last 4 years. I guess we could just show a few more battles, but it's the last 4 years of this series. Ticking down, and we still have the Occitans standing strong at 3,200 development. Oh well, oh well. Now just imagine the Scots, keeping control over the English. They would have done so well. I mean, that's some 4,000 development. I mean, yeah, you could say they would probably be at 4,000 development right now had they kept their personal union. That's a shame. It's a shame. But everyone wants to win, and obviously the English do not want to be ruled by the pesky Scots. So they decided it's time to rule ourselves again. Too bad. It could have been a British culture winning this, but now, actually, you know what? Because the English and Scots couldn't decide to fight together, it's a French culture that's going to win. How does that feel? That must be terrible for you. That must be really terrible. Now, one thing I also noticed, this is actually something I wanted to show a little bit later, but I think it fits quite well. We didn't really see a whole lot of culture conversion being done. But in the end here, we actually have the Franconians going on a culture conversion spree. They have converted so much of their Burgundian lands they took over. This is insane. So much of the French provinces have been converted by the Rhenish. That's really fucking funny. I think that's just kind of funny. So, and you know what? Even funnier, I suppose, is that they didn't even, advance their Franconian culture. They actually used the Rhenish culture. Now, the reason is because the way culture conversion works is that you can obviously promote your primary culture, but you can also promote accepted cultures, and it's cheaper to promote a culture that is already bordering a province. So I think that's why the Rhenish has actually grown the biggest. But obviously the Rhenish nation has been defeated quite early on, so they are no longer eligible for victory here. Also at some point, I didn't notice this, but at some point the Swiss got taken out. I don't remember exactly when that happened, but yeah, that also happened at some point. Okay, cool. But yeah, so I just wanted to mention that the culture conversion here was kind of funny. And we do see a peace deal now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 provinces, including some really valuable provinces like Breslau over here, Pest, some 240 development provinces have been taken over. So I think Muscovy might be back. No, Muscovy still isn't back in the Great Power ranks. Wow, they must have really given up a lot of development. But here's the thing. Can these Muscovite separatists defeat the Prussian forces? I don't think so. That's 40,000 men against 100,000. Unless the Prussians enforce rebel demand and fight alongside these rebels, they're just gonna get defeated. Yeah. That's too bad. I kind of want the Muscovites to win now, but yeah. All right, so at least they, you know, they didn't get completely destroyed. They also took this land, yeah. Now for the Muscovites, had they managed to keep control over the Serbs, they would have, you know, even more lands. They could call them their own, I guess. So that's sad that they lost to the rebels there. So many missed opportunities. And apparently the Danes finished a canal. They actually went ahead and built that canal. Can we see this? Is there a province modifier for this? I don't think it is, but yeah, that channel has been built. Do we see a Suez Canal? We do not. No Suez Canal. The Syrians did not build this, but they're in another war yet. The 5th Moroccan Jihad against the Aragonese. This is probably the last war we're going to see here. Let me quickly check that out. That's the Occitans being involved there, but I don't think that's going to hurt them. 3,300 development? No. I think I don't think this war is gonna particularly hurt them. They are going to take this victory, and no one will be able to stop them. All right, well, we've got the last year that's currently going on, and so yeah, no matter what happens, I don't think I will actually see the conclusion of this war. It's most likely, I mean, yeah, there's not much going to happen. Now, the Crimeans declared this last attempt to take some more lands from the Sami Egyptians, but I think even if they were to be successful, they're too far away. Yeah, they are not going to be able to get 1,000 development in one war, and it's not like the Occitans are going to lose anything in this, because they're not the war leaders. They're not the war leaders here. It's the Aragonese and it's the Moroccans also. So they're probably not interested, not very much interested at least, in the Occitan lands. I do believe they don't even have any claims. So they're probably just going to leave them alone for the most part. We might see a conclusion to this in these last couple months. I don't know. We shall see. But it's pretty clear who won. Now, what I would like you guys to do is tell me, despite the fact that the Occitans have won by the rules of the series, please tell me who you think should at least get an honorable mention, and who in your eyes was kind of the most fun, right? Who was just very entertaining. I mean, or maybe not the most fun. You can name several cultures here, but who do you think just deserves the win as well, because they either held out, you know, in a great position, either they had great wars they fought, or because they had nice diplomacy. Whatever you think is worth mentioning, just let me know, because I would really like to hear what you think was particularly interesting, because I think this series saw many cultures rise and fall over the course. I remember Hungary being incredibly big. So we're obviously going to continue here, but we'll pause. I remember Hungary being really huge, and now they're gone, and they've been gone for a while.